Hello everybody, welcome back. It's Theodore here, and today we're going to be doing something not so interesting but semi-informative. If you guys watch my other videos, you guys probably already hear me say this numerous times, or the tips that I give you guys, but I'm going to make a video where it's all in one video, and if you guys ever need to get to it, it's here in this video. I'm currently using my Sony RX100 Mark VII right now. I have until Thursday to return it. Today's Tuesday, but I just want to put out there, I don't know why I'm even telling you guys this. It's not even a tip or a trick or anything, but yeah. I just wanted to tell you guys I'm still using it. It's okay so far. I'm still trying to figure out how to turn off the 5-minute interval setting thing, but I don't know. The first tip or trick is always bring a spare battery. Yes, I don't know how many times have I gone out using either a Fujifilm camera or even just like one of these point and shoot film cameras that the battery is dead, guys. And I'm there at the moment and it's so beautiful and I can't do anything about it because I just don't have a battery. And one thing about these point and shoot cameras, or even the Fujifilm or like the polaroid film, vintage film that is, these newer cameras, the 1 Step 2, the 1 Step Plus, okay, the Fujifilm Instax SQ20 and the SQ10, all of these allow you to essentially just charge it just through the camera by using a micro USB and just a plug or an external battery. But my older cameras, for example, this camera, the La Sardina, does not have that. And I mean, not so important for this camera because by itself it's just a manual camera anyways, but for the flash I really need to bring a spare battery for it. Even though this battery is kind of interesting, this is a CR2 battery right here. I have the RAV Power CR2 battery inside. Just wanted to show off Jungkook right here. Jungkook is so cute. He matches this camera so much. But yeah, this is just a little thing I found around the house and I just put it on there. It's like, it makes a really good wristlet thing, which is really nice. That goes to my next tip or trick. I'm not even done with telling you guys about the first one. Bring a spare battery, okay? It's so useful and so helpful, and it'll make you very happy when you have a spare battery. Okay, the next tip or trick is have a little wrist thingy here, okay? I don't have it right now on this camera, but I do have it on my SQ20, and it's so useful because these cameras are quite heavy, and I can't tell you how many times these wrist things actually save my camera from falling down, because a lot of times I'm taking these pictures at really dangerous angles. Okay, I remember when I was in Shanghai, I didn't have a wrist thingy for this, and I was just standing there out there in the bund and just holding my camera out like this. It could have dropped in that river and I would have not even known what the pictures look like. But I was pretty careful. But a band thingy on cameras is so useful and I highly recommend it. My next tip or trick is bring a ton of film with you, okay? This happened to me while I was in Seattle. One of my film packs actually didn't work. Let's see if it works. They look like... See? This is what all my pictures look like. And like I told you guys in my RX100 Mark VII versus the G7X Mark II, I was so worried about using this RX100 Mark VII camera that I didn't even bother playing with my Fujifilm wide camera. But yeah, it's just really useful to have numerous amounts of film with you because, I mean, it's not a digital camera. You only get those pictures once. And if you have a faulty film pack like I did in the Fujifilm Instax Wide, you will never get that moment back. Like when I was at the harbor in Seattle, there is no way I could go back to Seattle and take those same pictures ever again, and I regret it so much. It's just so regretful. Just don't be like me. Bring numerous amounts of film pack with you so you always get those right pictures at the right moment, okay? Some of you guys are probably already know this. Maybe you guys don't know this, but I've mentioned this before. Always use flash when you are taking portrait. Now, you don't have to use flash, but a lot of times when I figured if I don't use flash and I'm taking a portrait picture, the pictures come out not as focused, not as clear, and it's a little bit hazy. I'm not sure why that is, but for me, by using the flash on the cameras, my pictures always look so focused on the portrait. Like, everything in the background is blurred or just kind of darker, and everything that was focused on using the flash is so much more crisp and clear, and I don't know, it just makes the photo look really dramatic, and I really enjoy it. I have one picture that my friend took of me while we were in New York, and I turned on the flash and I asked her to take a picture for me, and we made sure the flash was booting up. And oh yes, you have to make sure your flash is booting up. So every time you take a photo using the flash, you can't just go on and take another picture expecting the flash would be already booted. It takes a little bit. It takes like 10-15 seconds for it to reboot. So I recommend that if you want a portrait picture, make sure that your flash is already rebooted. You can tell, like, it'll sound like, it'll like squeak, like it'll sound like the boot or the flash is ready, and by then you would know, oh, my flash is ready, I can take another photo. Or just wait for a little bit and then take another picture. But yeah, I find that using flash and portrait pictures is a really good combination. Okay, the next tip or trick is when you are taking landscape pictures, do not turn on flash at all. Like, if you plan on taking landscape pictures, don't use flash. It won't capture that landscape. I turn off flash in those circumstances because flash only captures short distances, and I only use flash for mainly portrait pictures because I want to get like your face, and here, looks good. If you are taking a portrait picture and the subject is really close to you, flash makes sense. But when you are taking a picture of a whole landscape, say a whole mountain or even a lake or a cityscape, you want that flash turned off, because when you take pictures of cityscapes or like just a whole something that is over like 10 feet away from you, you don't want to take it with flash, because what that flash is going to focus on is things in the short distance, like something that is... Okay, you got it? Oh. Yeah. Wow. Am I done? Alright, well, you know better than... It's like something that is like 10 feet or below. So what you're going to be taking is pictures of a fly that flew by, or like the smoke in the air. Don't use flash if your environment is foggy or hazy or just smoky in general. I had an incident where me and my friend, we went to this place. Now, I made a video about it. We went to this place that had smoke machines, and it was incredibly dark in there, and I was like, oh, this is a perfect time to use my flash. I was so wrong. It's not the perfect time, because instead of focusing on my friend, it focused on the smoke surrounding her. So when I took that picture, all you could see is the smoke. And now that I think about it, it's such a waste of film, because I wasted a whole film pack taking pictures of smoke. I don't know, like, it's ridiculous. Okay, my next tip or trick is using bulb mode only when your camera is on a tripod. Now, I learned this, actually, not the hard way, but I learned this while I was in Shanghai taking a picture of the Shanghai bun. I thought my hand was pretty still. I thought it would be okay. No, it was definitely not okay. The pictures didn't turn out bad though. It looked like it was like some psychedelic laser tag or whatever, but My pictures turned out, it wasn't what I had expected. I expected like the Shanghai bun, like just the buildings and stuff like that, because it was so dark. I just thought using bulb mode would be really smart. A bulb mode would be really smart, guys. It's very difficult talking with braces on. But I recommend using bulb mode while your camera is on a tripod, because your camera will move a lot, and so when you take a bulb mode picture, it will just capture all these lights and stuff like that. And last but not least, the tip that I recommend anybody just taking photography or pictures in general, make sure you take your lens cap off. This is my Fujifilm X100T. I always forget to take the lens cap off of this thing, even though there's a screen that tells me what I'm looking at. Sometimes I'm not really looking at that. So like, I'm like, why is it so dark? And I'm like, oh, I didn't take the lens cap off. Yeah, by taking your lens cap off, it's really helpful because you would actually get your picture, you know? I actually have this lens cap holder thing, so I don't lose my lens cap. I have it on even on some of my analog cameras. I don't have it on this one because this guy is just too tiny. I recommend taking the lens cap off of analog cameras, especially because you can't see anything and you're gonna be like, oh, I'm taking a picture, yeah, taking a picture. And then you're like, and then when you get your pictures back, you're like, why are all my pictures black? And then you'll be like, oh yeah, wait, I didn't take off my lens cap. That's probably why. It happened to me while I was in Shanghai, but luckily this camera, the La Sardina, you can wind it back to the previous exposure and you can take a picture again. So luckily I didn't really lose any film in this camera, but definitely forgot to take off the lens cap a couple times on this guy. Alright guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you guys did, please do give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!